And we are Cliq.
So, okay, sorry. How did it all begin? So we live in a day and age where technology is constantly growing. We're seeing social media apps growing bigger and bigger every year, and social media presence is everything nowadays. And also adding that the photography industry is growing as a whole as well. And so we wanted to come up with something where we could curate tasteful social media feeds and help both the photographers and clients connect together. And so as you see by this graphic, hopefully you see it. What is Cliq? So we're the middleman, essentially. We're in the center between the photographers and the clients, where if photographers of all different calibers, whether they're amateurs all the way to professionals, are able to find clients or models for projects. And that's helpful for them because they can build their portfolios. And it's also good for clients because clients can look for photographers. We're seeing that for a regular shoot, it's more than $1,000. And we wanted to not just to create an easier way for clients to find photographers that they like, but also a more affordable way to get great quality content. And as you can see by our name, Cliq, so I just wanted to explain that for a quick second. We used CLIQ because the Q stands for quality, and also the 3-2-1, when you shoot a camera, you say 3-2-1, and then the camera clicks. So just to give you a brief explanation on that.
Okay, so for our promotions, we mainly focused on using Instagram. This was because Instagram is like more of the platform for like teens and young adults, which happens to be our target market. Our target market is mainly like high school, college to like mid-20s, because this is like the group that focuses on having like a good profile for a job, or if they want to have cute prom pictures. So it can like kind of be used like for like anything really. So we used Instagram stories, and we used surveys and polls. That way we can reach out to our 281 followers and growing, so we can know who is interested in wanting to be a client or a photographer, and what kind of like wants and needs that like from our end we could give to them. Okay, so currently we are a website. So our website is to discover like for people to discover photographers and models like near them, so they could set up a time and a place and a price that they both parties agree on. So we take 15% just for them to like meet up. And then we're hoping to expand in the future to be an app, so that way it's portable and user friendly.
And just to show you guys what the app would look like, this is through using Figma. And so as you see by the first picture, we would have a login username tab, and you sign in. In the second photo, you're seeing a feed pretty similar to Instagram or Depop, which is what we want to follow, where it's a bunch of different photographers' works, and you can, based on aesthetic, colors, you get to click on one of them, and in the third picture, you're able to see someone's account where you can book through there, you can look at their reviews, you can see what type of photos they've taken, and it just creates an easier way for clients to be able to see the photographer that they might be interested in.
1 minute.
Like every other group, we all have to deal with the unforeseen circumstances of COVID-19, but for us personally, it has taught us like to grow, and that we are able to still contact with our current list of people that we had for our customers. So we've still been able to reach out to our potential photographers and clients to let them know that the moment we can, we will still have an event where we can all meet up and kind of like get like experience for us.
And just to add on to that, the events that we wanted to have were the weekend where quarantine began, but definitely right after this is all over, we're definitely going to jump back into it. I think as a whole group, we're all really passionate about this. We all have our own social media accounts. We all love photography, and we still want this to grow. 2 of us are seniors and we want to go to business school. One of us is actually going to business school, and the rest of the other 2 girls are juniors. And so even after this, we want it to keep growing. We definitely think that we can make this a really good app that I think everyone around the world can use. And right now we're just starting locally, but we're going to get to a point where I think we can become one of the biggest apps out there.
Time.
So thank you so much for your time. And if you guys have any questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Team Cliq. Let's go ahead and start with Mike for feedback.
Great. Thank you. That was really impressive. Appreciate it. I guess my first question for you all is, like, how do you make money? Where is the revenue model here?
So each photographer is like, each session is normally like it range from $50 to $100. So let's say that it's like on average like $75 per shoot. We take 15% of that. So we would make like $11.25 for that shoot. And with our current like profit right now, it would take us 11 times to like 11 per of like those shoots to like break even to where we're at right now.
Okay. And what's the competitive landscape look like? Are there other folks doing this or something similar to this?
Honestly, our only competition is going to be the photographers themselves, because with our product, like we're connecting them to clients. So like it doesn't say that these photographers can use Instagram themselves and like DM people or have people DM them. But our hope is that with our product, it kind of like gets out any other competition.
And also, we're really similar to Instagram, but we're trying to make it easier for both parties. So we've already spoken to photographers and they said that they would be definitely interested in using that because it is hard to get out there. And like you see websites like Yelp, it doesn't really do their work justice because they could get one bad review and that messes up their whole clientele list. And we're just trying to make it easier for both parties. We want it to be equivalent on both sides. And so that's why we created something where not only can the photographers get a great experience, but the clients as well.
And your app, does your app house the images, or do you leverage another app like an Instagram to house the images?
So with what we were starting with, we had a coder and we were just going to have everything on our own server. And so that's why everything we kind of are, we had like, we didn't get to end up doing a lot that we wanted to, but I mean, we're still going to get to do stuff after this pandemic. We really wanted to start as soon as possible after this, but we weren't using Instagram. Everyone was going to post their own images. It was on a 9 grid similar to Instagram, but as you saw, I don't know if you guys can still see my screen or not, but in the image in the middle, everyone has their own photos and you're able to click on it and then go to that person's page and book through there and look at reviews through there. And none of it's through another app.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Interesting. Thank you.
Mark, do you have feedback?
So of the ones we looked, like the 4 that were being kind of asked to look at, this is certainly the most thought out, the one that has like, wow, this could really be something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. But it's also the one that has probably the most questions and the most challenges sitting in front of it, right? And there are examples of businesses that, like this, that have done really well. House is a great example, right? Of, where contractors, people go to find contractors and contractors advertise, and those things work, because they get some kind of network effect, right? Where people go there, so contractors want to be there, and contractors are there because that's where the people are, and those things grow over time. And that's why Yelp is what it is, even not despite the review problems, right? But all of those, both those 2 examples, right, struggle to figure out how to make money, right? If you take 15-20% very quickly, you get the first shoot money, you don't get the second shoot money, right? And they try to figure out how to, how they can pocket that $10, right? And I think that would mean switching to, well, how do you do advertising and promotion in that way, which gets in the way of some of these things. So I don't know that I have a question so much in here as much as a compliment that you guys really thought big here, and
Well, thank you.
I work for a software business and I use Figma. I review Figma designs all the time, right? So you guys are using the right stuff and thinking about things the right way, and social is certainly the way to do it. And so kudos to you guys for all of this.
Well, thank you.
And Trisha?
You're on mute, Trisha.
I was trying to, usually I can hit my space bar and unmute myself, but it wasn't working. So sorry about that, guys. Cool idea, really awesome. I think this is really relevant to the age group that you guys are targeting. So I think that's really wise. I would add just a little bit to kind of what Mark was sharing in terms of a platform like this relies on you to have people on both sides in. So you guys talked about, you went and talked to photographers and made sure that they were interested. In order for this to be of value to the photographers, you have to make sure that there's lots of users in the system and they're hiring and you're consistently generating. And so you're really working on a sales and marketing plan that reaches out both directions from your organization. And that's something to keep in mind, is if if you don't have both of those players in the mix, it's not going to be valuable to either side. And so complex, but also that gives you a lot more opportunity by having such a larger potential base. So really cool idea, really nice looking, visually appealing presentation. So great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And just to add to that, we actually we have an article with CCA Pulse magazine to get more clientele from our school that are definitely our target demographic. And we were going to shoot a scene for CCA TV, which all like 2,600 of our students watch.
Just to give you guys a sense of how hard this is, right? There's a really popular resale app that's mobile based, right? I won't say who it is, but they raised $5 million from an investor, and they use that $5 million to drive around and buy stuff that people had posted online. And they would buy the stuff and they put it in one big warehouse. It wasn't because they wanted the stuff, it was because they wanted people to feel like if they posted the stuff for sale, that people would buy it. And that's how they created their network effect. They're not really big, right? But it takes something like that to generate this social effect, right? GoFundMe got it right with Facebook early on, got the social fundraising thing, right? It's really about, you know, what's the unique thing that you can get from word of mouth, from whatever, to get people to come to both sides, to, you know, and once it's there, then it's gold, right? Then, you know, then the platform grows a ton. That first hurdle is the hard one.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Team Cliq. Great job.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Absolutely.